Okay, we're good. You guys ready? All right, guys. Again, thanks for covering the Miami Hurricanes and welcome. Obviously, we're kicking off the ACC conference this week and going against a foe that gives you, a number of things with a high degree of difficulty. A lot of respect for Coach Johnson and Georgia Tech and the job that they've done. 16 consecutive bowls. They've been one of the two teams on the coastal side that has represented us in Charlotte and won the division and obviously won a championship. They're talented on offense. I think Vad Lee at quarterback's given them a new dimension in terms of throwing. They've added some formations, the diamond, as a lot of people are referring it to. David Sims as a big play threat at one of the up backs. And then Smelter is also a deep threat at receiver. On defense, I think everything starts with Tachu, 20 career sacks. He's a guy that can wreck the game if you don't account for him. Love the way he plays, and a lot of respect for him. And a lot of veterans coming back on this defense. Again, it's an offense that's top 10 in rushing, time of possession, third down, sacks against. And it's a defense that's top 10 or top 25 in a lot of the same critical categories. Red zone scoring, total defense, rushing defense, third down, pass defense. I think only 10 points have they given up in the second half. So, on top of all that, Sean Poole is one of the best punters, and they're great at the net punt is sixth in the country. So, again, great challenge for us, and we've been working like crazy last 2 days to get ready for them. Any questions?
Coach, what's the one stat or area of your defense that you've seen improvement in that gives you the most satisfaction?
Well, I think minimizing the explosive plays. Obviously we gave up a big one the other day, but minimizing the explosive plays, takeaways, I would say, and then just the poise in the red zone. To improve and stay patient in the red zone and not give in, just dig in a little bit.
Al, with obviously having Eduardo hurt and with Rashawn hurt, do you ever give any thought to having Cornelder go on offense, or is it too much to expect for a freshman to learn a new position and then switch him back?
No. Hey, Mary Frances Monroe is calling somebody here. I just want you guys to know that. So what we did was we tried that in training camp, okay, when we had somebody down for a couple of days, and certainly Corn can do it. But what we opted for alternatively was to say, okay, let's make sure Walter Tucker, we'll train him as a fullback and a running back. So we've activated Walter. Walter's going to play this week, certainly on special teams, but he could play fullback for us if we need him. But he'll take some of the roles from Eduardo, and hopefully Eduardo can make it back. But we have to move forward here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Do you see Corn being a cornerback long term, or maybe a slot receiver?
I do. I think Corn's. Well, I mean, again, he can be slot. He's certainly going to be a kick returner and punt returner. Again, their careers are so long, but right now this week, he's being Vad Lee for us, and he's playing special teams.
Saw Duke Johnson in a white jersey, Gallison in an orange. Is there anything to make of that? Or?
Yeah, don't fumble the ball inside the 5-yard line. I mean, I feel no different than you guys feel. I mean, we can't fumble the ball inside the 5, and it wasn't an aggressive mistake. It was a careless mistake, and it was going against what we teach. We do not teach to reach the ball unless it's fourth down, last play of the half, or last play of the game. Dallas reached the ball on his. It was fourth down, and that's a young man that has a lot of moxie, and he knew going onto the field that he was going in on fourth down. He replaced Gus. So, again, look, when we're through learning, we're through. And, Randy's talent and his sensational plays, kind of precede him a little bit. So he has to just continue to learn and grow. And the only thing we have to do in this is discipline the habit, the correct habit in this situation. And Randy's been great. He's had a great attitude. He'll grow from it. He'll learn from it. He always does. He's a learner. He's a hard worker. But that for anybody on our team to do that, there has to be consequence.
Along the line of Dallas Crawford, I mean, he's proven to be a short yardage,
Yeah.
Goal line,
Yeah.
goal line back. What is it about? Is it
Yeah.
about
It's a
his
great
power,
question.
or is it your offensive line, the scheme? I mean,
No,
what is it about that kid?
it's a great question because if we said, okay, who are our short yardage running backs, I don't think anybody in the room would say, okay, Dallas comes to mind. But for whatever reason, he's able to drop his hips. He's got great vision and he's got a lateral cut and he's able to finish. His first run was tremendous down there, going to the offensive rights. Just being able to knock the whole thing in. So he does have power. He's a 195 pounder. He does have power, but I just think he has really good vision, and he's able to find a small opening and torpedo it in there. So I think you're right on in your assessment.
As you enter ACC play, how important is it to have an effective red zone efficiency, whether
Yeah.
it's Steven or Ryan throwing the ball or Dallas running it?
No, I think we've been pretty good in the red zone. It was unfortunate that we encountered that on Saturday. I think we've been pretty good overall in the red zone. But you're right. We like to have a reliable red zone running back that we can score. Dallas certainly, I think, what do you guys have, 5 or 6 touchdowns right now? So 6. So he's kind of emerging as that. That's okay. And I know Randy's going to have something to say about that, and Gus is going to have something to say about that. So again, let them all compete, and from that we'll hopefully get better in the red zone.
Outside of being a year older, any other factors you point to with Tracy Howard's clear improvement from a year ago?
He's more coachable, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. I just mean that from when you're young, sometimes you need to hear it a bunch of times. And right now he just understands that we're just trying to get him to play better and be in the correct position, and that's going to lead to success. When he loses a little bit of focus, it shows up in his game, and so we're constantly talking to him about, just trusting Coach Williams, Coach D. Again, I work with the corners a lot, just working on little nuances of his game and just staying with it. And when Tracy's on task, he gets better, and he gets consistently better. And so hopefully he'll continue to stay on task and just stay with the process this week.
I know in training camp you guys talked a lot about obviously the defense getting bigger, stronger, physically, and more intimidating. But how much has being more aggressive and increased effort accounted for better play?
A lot. We're in better condition. We're deeper. So when guys go in, they're playing at a higher level. If you ask Chick or any of those guys, Cheyon, their play counts are significantly lower than a year ago. We were hanging on, in a lot of games last year, and undersized and undermanned. Porter was down. Denzel we lost early. Buck was down. We lost Tellerman. All those guys. We came back from Manhattan with a half a team on defense, and I just think it's a little bit different right now in terms of just we're playing a lot of guys. So the guys that go in, man, they know their role. Gilbert knows his role. Renfro knows his role. Beast. Tyreek McCourt is executing his role beautifully. And I can go on down the line. Tyrone Cornelius is executing his role. So the aggregate of that is we're having success. And so again, we're opening up ACC play, and this is our sternest test to date. And again, with all respect to Florida, in terms of if you want to test your defense, man, this is the team to test it against. So this is a great challenge for us, and I don't think I have to remind our defense that we gave up 248 yards rushing a year ago against this team. We gave up 2 pass plays of over 50. We gave up runs of 35, 34, 21, 17. And there were 4 or 5 in the red zone against us. So this is a great challenge for our defense, and I think our guys understand that. It's going to be a tremendous challenge. It's not just the ACC opener; it's a tremendous challenge for our defense. Yeah.
What are you able to do as a coach to alleviate some of that, and are you doing things differently?
I mean, this is 3 weeks in a row now, that I'm talking about, and we're showing them examples. We're trying to teach, trying to make sure that the leadership holds guys accountable. Some of them have been so egregious. They've taken points off the board or swapped the field. The Florida game, Tracy's interception. we're at midfield, man. We have a chance to end the game right there, and we come all the way back to the 20. You know, in this past game, 168 yards. I think you guys said after the game, 102-yard touchdown we wiped off, and 66-yard punt return. So you can't do that and beat Georgia Tech. You just can't. You don't get enough opportunities. If you turn the ball over, if you go backwards, you can't beat them. And so we have to get that squared away quickly.
Are you seeing signs of that at these practices? I know it's different with games.
Yeah, it is. It's different. There's nothing that would tell me, it's tough for us because it's part of our foundation. It's part of who we want to be. And right now, that's the one element that's missing. And, we're addressing it on many different fronts. And hopefully we'll get it squared away. But I wish I could say hey, it was these two people, and let's get them out of the game. But it hasn't been like that. There's enough blame to go around. And, again, that starts with me. I gotta continue to take responsibility and hold accountable. And I got to take responsibility myself and make sure we get it fixed.
There's always talk when you're playing Georgia Tech about being disciplined on defense and playing a style of football.
Correct.
Where does quickness figure? It seems to me like quickness is also a pretty
Well,
key ingredient.
yeah. Well, I think you're right because you're talking about space and their ability to close space and then open lanes, open running lanes, and then the quickness is great, but if you get there and you get cut, you're just another guy on the ground on the play, and that's the issue. So we got to be disciplined in our assignment. We got to run. We had plays last year where we gave up 4 big runs last year, big ones, and 2 big passes. So we got to have disciplined eyes and get guys into the alley for the quarterback and make sure that we're forcing the pitch, and keeping the ball contained. So those are all the things that we're talking about. I think quickness obviously plays a part in that, but you got to be able to keep your feet and stay square and do all little things.
It looked like Georgia Tech had success like stopping up the middle.
Virginia Tech, yeah.
Last week, stopping up the middle and forcing things like that. Is that another?
Yeah. Again, it's all different. I mean, Virginia Tech is a kind of a split front. They're kind of based out of a 4-4. We're based more of out of an odd front, so we're different than them in that, and relative to that. So again, everybody's got their own way of playing it.
Coach, any update on Stephen Morris's health?
Just I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's been good. We didn't go backwards. We just got to continue to get him healthy. Really the practices get shorter and shorter as the week go on. So I don't think it'll be anything from a physical standpoint that will be that should encumber his his return. I'd like to get him to 95, 100% by Saturday. So I think he's making progress. He didn't go backwards Saturday. He's got a good attitude about it, and hopefully it'll be a non-issue here shortly. I'd love to be able to just say, okay, it's a non-issue, but we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there.
To touch on that a little bit, have you guys seen anything on film with his mechanics or his footwork that might be attributing to how he re-aggravated it? Or
No. It's a deep, from what I understand. I'm not a doctor, but it's a deep bruise that it just takes a little bit of time. So it's really I guess it's painful is what it is. So structurally, there's nothing wrong, or we wouldn't have put him out there. We wouldn't expose them like that. So, but he's making progress. He's made significant progress since 3 o'clock on Saturday for sure.
Along those lines, how fortunate are you? I mean, Ryan comes in and really the offense hasn't missed a beat.
No, I think we're very confident in Ryan, and that's I think you can sense that from the staff and the other players. There's a sense of confidence that if we need Ryan again at some point this year, that we'll just go. We'll go with it. He's throwing the ball well. He's been taking a lot of snaps and commanding the offense really well and distributing the football. So very pleased with Ryan's development. Great, good question because I forgot to mention him. But yeah, he looks good. He was full go today, and we were in full gear today.
Trip to Maine Grace, I guess. Where's he at?
Should be good. Should be good. Yeah, we just
OT.
OT. Again, that's going to be right to the wire. That's going to be a Thursday decision.
How do you keep his spirits up? He's gone through so much.
He has. He's just got to stay positive. Again, with a hamstring, it's a day-to-day thing, and we'll see where he's at tomorrow. But just keep him on task, keep him around the team, and again, OT can have a very positive impact on a lot of the other guys in that room. Gus and Walter and Dallas. So hopefully he can continue to be positive and fight through it.
Jared's obviously shown a lot. How do you, Shane is ready to go. How do you see that development?
Well, I mean, again, I think we certainly have 6, or 7-man rotation right now that are gonna rotate, and I think he's playing at a starter level. How is that going to play out this week? I don't know, but he's certainly playing at a starter level.
You have a role, obviously, for David Gilbert, but I think when people saw him coming in here, they saw here's a starter on quality Big Ten run defense, honorable mention, all Big Ten. The fact that he hasn't had to start and log big, major playing time for you, does that speak to Shayon Green's improvement? Does it speak to Gilbert's conditioning at all? What factors?
Well, I think it speaks to them, accepting their roles, and really like a lot of guys on defense, and again, coming together, to create a more powerful force than if they could by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure David would like to start. He's certainly more healthy now than he was in August, and he's getting better, every day. I don't think we've seen the best of David Gilbert yet here at Miami, but he's getting better all the time, and he's feeling more comfortable with the nomenclature and the execution of the defense. So I'm excited for David, and the same thing with Shayon. David's role right now is he comes in, for Shayon right now, but he has a little bit bigger role on third down, and of course Shayon is more of a first and second down player right now for us, which is making him a better player on first and second down.
Maybe you haven't talked about Olsen's year a lot. Just what do you see in him on film?
Steady. He's been, last year we were talking about him because of, how many yards we were giving up, So I'm glad we're not talking about him. He's steadily consistent and strong, and he's very disciplined in his technique and playing the gap the way Coach Jet and Coach Mark want him to play, which is good. And I'm pleased with his development. I really am, and he's been great. He's been great to be around.
What about Eric Flowers over there, left tackle? Maybe you haven't said anything about him.
Again, no news is good news at left tackle now. That's my, you start hitting, again, we're not giving up a lot of sacks. And I thought Eric really the last 2 weeks, from a fundamental standpoint, has really been working on his aim points and his hand placement. And I think he's made a lot of progress. And Eric is a lot more coachable now. He's, we're able to, just push him, and he's getting better and better every day. And again, like Randy, he's got immense talent. And sometimes we forget that he's how many games is this for him now? 16. So he's just starting his career. He's got to continue to learn, and but very pleased with his development for sure.
Coach, I'd asked, on the importance of winning every ACC game. I said, what do you tell these young kids to motivate them? He says, you've never won the conference.
Yeah. Who did you ask that to? Keo? Yeah. What else do you need to be motivated? This team that we're playing has, they've either won the division. They're one of the 2 teams that have either won the division or won the championship, or played in the championship game, and we haven't. And that's that. At the end of the day, what else do you need to be motivated? There's urgency in the ACC. It's like a tournament, and this is tournament game number 1. And I said it last year, and I think our guys are starting to understand that. And certainly Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech understand that. They've represented that side, our side, a whole bunch, and that's something that we obviously want to continue to grow and move towards.
Matt Food has finally got his first miss out of the way.
Yeah.
Has he responded well, in practice?
Yep.
With that said, any more questions for Coach Hill?
Al,
I like to be honest with you. Matt has really kicked the ball really well.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate, but Matt has really kicked the ball well, and is kicking with a lot of confidence. So we're just moving on that one.
Would you ever like to get him more kicks in the game? I don't know if that's a dumb question, but.
No, I think it's a fair question. I thought about it a couple times at the end of the game. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row where we're at the point in the game where I don't want to look like we're trying to add points. You know what I mean? But I would have loved to, when the ball was on the 30, and we ended up punting it in the end zone. But I would have loved to send the field goal unit out. But it is what it is, Just again, they're an in-state school with us. A lot of respect for those guys up there and what they're trying to do, and so I opted to punt it there. But I would have loved to give Matt a shot there. But he does a great job. We put a lot of pressure on him in practice. He's been kicking it really well, and obviously he started the season off well. So we just got to get him back on track.
One thing that Jimmy Johnson has said in the past is he doesn't treat every player the same way. I think
Yeah.
He has different rules maybe for some of his better players.
Yeah, he treats them all the same, differently.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. When a star player like Duke Johnson does something he shouldn't be doing, what's your philosophy about? Do you treat a star a little bit differently? Because clearly there were consequences for Duke for fumbling. So do you treat everyone the same when a star player screws up?
No, I think again, it's easy to sit in those chairs as his teammate and say, well, he's treating Duke differently. The difference is that there's a lot of good bank built up there. There's a lot of carries where he got rocked and protected the ball really well. But at the same time, you got to discipline that this is unacceptable. We cannot freelance when we clearly tell them, what the parameters are in terms of goal line running and red zone running. So, like I said to you guys after the game, I think I can harp on it all I want about Randy, but Randy's more disappointed in Randy for doing what he did. So I think we have to be uniform in how we coach it, but at the same time, we're talking about a guy who, in that game, ran the ball really well. He pass protect. He had great cuts and pass protection. He had great blitz pickup against, their inside guys, which we asked him to chip on his way out, and he did a great job. So, again, he's a competitor. He'll get better, and hopefully he'll learn from it. He's young.
Can you get an orange shirt before Saturday?
Can you get me out of here? Huh?
Go back, do we assume he's not starting, or Duke?
Are we really going to make a story about
No, just wondering for my note.
Randy's gonna be fine. He had a great practice today. We'll continue to get better.
Can we get you a sturdier podium?
Yes. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.